Garvin, Davenport Assumption is the champion in AA at 140 pounds. Revenge, Tim.
Well, it certainly was, and it was sweet. And now we're at 145 pounds, and we're going to stick with single A for our featured match. Keith Clausen from Underwood, one of 4 finalists for Underwood, versus Chad Eberhardt from Dyke, New Hartford. There's your team standings, and if New Hampton's going to overtake Davenport Assumption, they're going to have to win right here at 145 pounds. That's Cory Beckman from New Hampton, undefeated, probably favored over Paul Bradley from South Tama, and he can keep his team in the hunt. So the pressure's on.
This is a nice matchup here at 1A here. Keith Clausen from Underwood. He's got a 47-3 record. He just watched one of his teammates win a state title here, so nice duck under high crotch attempt here. He's going to try to switch off to a double leg. Eberhardt's doing a nice job of blocking him off here. Clausen trying to get his head up here and get his hips up underneath him. Now they're working off. I'll tell you what, Eberhardt really did a nice job of squaring his hips and fighting off that attack. It's a pretty athletic move. So now it's Eberhardt's turn. Nice near arm far leg. Gets the 2 points. 1:10 left in the first. So he's off to a quick 2-0 lead. Dyke, New Hartford.
And I said Underwood had 4 finalists. They have 3 finalists. And this is the second of those 3 finalists. In 3A, Eric Weber from Dubuque Senior versus Walker Evans from Iowa City High. Iowa City High, that's their only finalist. If they win it, they win the state championship. The second one for Brad Smith, he'd be the only, the first coach, would he, Jim?
First coach to win it at 2 different schools, win 2 titles at 2 different schools. So
how many did he win at Lisbon?
Win 7 titles at Lisbon and 2 at Iowa City High if he wins
here
today.
That's right, and this right here, he could win it. That's 3A.
And there's another single leg attempt, actually switched to a double here with Chad Eberhardt here. He's going to jump out 4-1, only 15 seconds left. Now his coach Randy Dodd says he hates to ride, but he's going to have to ride him here with 8 seconds left. We'll see how he looks like he's capable of doing it. At least he knows when to ride at the end of the period here. So 2 takedowns, and there's a double leg attempt here. He sweeps across, tries to trip with the leg, and notice how he lowers his hip elevation and continues to drive through.
Good point, Jim. He goes ahead 4-1 at the end of the first period. 4-1 lead for Eberhardt over Clausen.
Eberhardt's going to go ahead and choose the down position. He's just a basic stand-up man, but he uses a nice switch attempt here. Did a good job of getting his hips out.
On 3A, Dubuque Seniors, Eric Weber is off to a 4-1 lead at the end of the first period over Iowa City High's Walker Evans. City High, it will be awful hard to be overtaken, win or lose here, but Decorah would have a chance in the last 2 matches of the night. 189 and heavyweight. Decorah has 2 wrestlers in the finals, and if they both pin, if City High loses here and they both pin, Decorah wins the state championship. So it will bring it down to the end if City High can't pull this one out.
The Decorah people are thinking pin by twins.
Pin by twins. That's exciting stuff.
I really like what Chad Eberhardt's doing here. 5-1 lead and just really got back on the offensive here. Snap around attempt. Now he's using a bow and arrow cradle here, as we call it. Got the head in the, had the head in the ribs here. Locked the cradle up. Now he's trying to work around.
What do you mean by bow and arrow cradle?
Well, basically, it's you got one arm on the head and one arm at the leg, and you use your head in the middle section and just bring it all together. Lock up the cradle, just like you're bringing a bow together.
And as you're cranking, if he doesn't go over, it's not a bad ride either, is it?
Great ride.
You're listening to the voice of Jim Gibbons, former Iowa State Cyclone national champion coach, Ames product, 3-time state champion right here in Vets Auditorium. And Tim Johnson bringing you the state championship here from Veterans Auditorium in Des Moines of the greatest wrestling tournament in the nation, the Iowa High School Wrestling Championships.
Without a doubt. I mean, the pageantry of this event, small towns that come out to support their wrestlers. This is what great things that we have about this state of Iowa here. It's something we always got to be proud of. Our tradition in the sport of wrestling.
In 2A, beginning the third period, Cory Beckman from New Hampton is ahead of Paul Bradley from South Tama, 4-2. In 3A, Walker Evans is trailing. Walker Evans from Iowa City is trailing Eric Weber from Dubuque Senior, 6-2. That's Weber ahead, 6-2, with 1 period left there. And then with almost to the end of the second period on our featured match, there you're looking at Louis Curtis, the head coach at Underwood that Jim was talking about, done such a good job down there. And he sees his wrestler right now from Underwood behind 9-3. That's Chad Eberhardt from Dike, New Hartford, ahead 9-3 going into the third period.
Eberhardt was a heck of an athlete here. He was the their all-conference running back here, all-district running back, in their 2A runner-up football team. So he's also a baseball player, runs track. He's a great athlete, and this experience in wrestling is helping him for those type of sports too. I have a chance to go out here, regardless of what sport he chooses later on, or if he chooses another sport. I mean,
there's Randy Dodd on the left there, excuse me, Jim, and Dike New Hartford's coach.
Participate in this sport, I think, is just the best thing for these kids. I mean, great experience.
Five to 2 in 2A. Beckman's favor with 1:40 left.
Eberhardt still staying on the attack. Double leg attempt. Keith Clausen's junior here. He's trying to look for something big. He already tried a headlock attempt. It was unsuccessful, but you know, at this stage here, Tim, team's already probably won a state championship team-wise. You're just going out there to try to get an individual title and throw the kitchen sink at it. Just do something to change up the pace here a little bit, and that's what he's doing here. He's giving a pretty game effort.
With only 45 seconds left, Dubuque Senior's Eric Weber is ahead 8-4 over Walker Evans from Iowa City. And Cory Beckman has given himself a little margin, taking down Bradley from South Tama to take his lead to 7-2 with 45 seconds left in that match in 2A.
And Clausen just jumped in on a high crotch attempt right at the edge of the mat. You saw where the toes were out. Good call. That's Clint Young on the whistle here. We haven't mentioned his name. Former coach of the year at Emmitsburg. State champion coach.
Yeah, he was at Grundy Center and then at Emmitsburg, and he was one of the great coaches when he decided to give that up. And I always appreciate those who come and put the pinstripes on, you know, and get out there and referee.
No question, it's a tough job. I mean, they've got to be animated and be correct on the calls all the time, and for the most part, they are.
You know, and if they really feel that they want to be out there, who better to have than a former wrestler and a coach blowing the whistle? In 3A, Dubuque Senior's Eric Weber helps out Decora's chances by beating Iowa City High's only finalist, Walker Evans. 8-4, I believe the score was.
I really liked Eric Weber when I watched him wrestle. Real smooth attack and great position, and he's got to be pretty happy with himself.
Well, we will not decide the 3A state championship now until at least 189. We're going down to the final 2 matches. That'll keep, I know you're all going to get up for church in the morning. You're just going to have to stay up a little later tonight to find out everything going on here. And no better place to be than right here on Iowa Public Television for the state high school championships. And Cory Beckman's going to keep New Hampton in the hunt. There's Eberhardt from Dike, New Hampton, giving them a state champion, 9-5. And in 2A, right up there in the corner right there, we've got 10 seconds left, and New Hampton will stay in the hunt for a state championship with Cory Beckman's win here.
Staying in the hunt. And there's that New Hampton section. They're whooping it up. They're starting to sense it. Chad Eberhardt there. Dike New Hartford gets the big win. Goes from what a senior year he's had He goes from being a runner-up state football performance to a state champion in wrestling.
Well, what we've got here is if Davenport Assumption loses their other finalist in 2A and New Hampton, you're looking at Coach Larry Straw, and New Hampton gets a pin, they win the
45 pounds. Your state champion is Eric Weber of Dubuque Senior as he defeats Walker Evans of Iowa City 8-4. It only took 4 takedowns to do the trick. Now let's go to Dean.
Yes, and Cory Beckman produced another champion for Larry Straw of New Hampton. Cory Beckman, champion here last year, repeated this year in AA at 145 pounds. There Coach Larry Straw is there, now hugging his champion. Cory Beckman decisioning Paul Bradley of South Tama 7-2. Well, here's with me now is Louis Curtis, who, congratulations on the team championship in single A.
Thank you. We're very proud of our kids, and they did a great job today.
What does it take? What's the ingredient?
Well, we believe it's just all hard work. You know, we have a lot of kids who do a lot of off-season wrestling and work their tails off in the practice room, and, you know, that's just what we believe it takes.
Do you start them young?
Yeah, we have a great little kids program, have a lot of community support. A lot of our dads and moms come and help, and that's what, you know, that's what it's all about.
Congratulations, Coach Curtis. Back to you, Tim.
Well, let's look at this moment right here that Louis Curtis was talking about. It's all worth it right there. The hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, Jim.
Boy, I tell you what, that's exactly when he says it.
6th place, Zach Henrich, Kingsley Pearson. 5th place, Paul Lindley, Central City. 4th place, Heston Johnson, Jewel, South Hamilton. 3rd place, Tim Cory, Bondurant Farrar. Runner-up, Keith Clausen, Underwood. And the Class 1A 145-pound champion from Dyke, New Hartford, Chad Eberhardt. Presenting the Class 2A 145-pound awards, Coach Larry Straw of New Hampton. 6th place, Matt Schmaling, Spirit Lake Park. 5th place, Alex Morf, Mount Vernon. 4th place, Joe Bradley, Davenport Assumption. 3rd place, Tyler McGinnis, Shenandoah. Runner-up, Paul Bradley, Tama, South Tama County. And the Class 2A 145-pound champion from New Hampton, Cory Beckman.
Remember, we've got a race with New Hampton and Assumption. New Hampton gets the last shot. It's got to be a big one, though.
Great matches here. Great matches. Team races.
Presenting the Class 3A 145-pound awards, Coach Tim Hale of Dubuque Senior. 6th place, Greg Gallo, Fort Dodge. 5th place, Blake Anderson, Lewis Central, Council Bluffs. 4th place, Rob Lawler, Bettendorf. 3rd place, Dustin Rowland, Des Moines, Lincoln. Runner-up, Walker Evans, Iowa City, City High. And the Class 3A 145-pound champion from Dubuque Senior, Eric Weber.
Well, Dubuque has won their share tonight. Dubuque Hempstead twice. Dubuque Senior. Dubuque is very proud. We pause a moment now so that our program underwriters can be recognized for their support of Iowa Public Television's high school wrestling coverage.
Funding for the 1999 Iowa High School Wrestling Championships has been provided by Friends of Iowa Public Television. By your locally owned Medicap Pharmacy, delivering personal care and all your pharmacy needs from 52 Iowa locations. By the Independent Insurance Agents of Iowa, dedicated to serving the insurance needs of Iowa's families and businesses. By the Iowa Association of Independent Colleges and Universities and the Iowa College Foundation, presenting Iowa Private College Week August 2nd through 6th, 1999. And by Allied Group Insurance, proud to be a supporter of Iowa's outstanding student athletes.